Hey, how's it going guys? Welcome to some more VGC, where today we're going to be doing our first couple battles in the Players Cup 3 qualifier. So we are using the same team we've been using for the last couple episodes, just because it's the one I'm the most familiar with. We're going to start off by battling against Aaron, who has a Tyranitar plus Inteleon, Dragapult, Dragon Knight, Aleki, and Cinderace. So aside from the Tyranitar, basically our opponent wants to go very fast. That's the first thing to really note here. I think Grimmsnarl Porygon 2 lead is very good. Landorus is extremely strong against our opponent outside of the Inteleon. And Togedemaru is actually quite good here because it's Togedemaru or Celesteela. I mean, Celesteela is weak to the Aleki and the Cinderace, but handles Dragonite pretty well. Togedemaru helps with Aleki, can nuzzle the Pult, helps with Tyranitar a bit, and helps with Inteleon. Just helps with overall speed control. The thing is though, we're basically at that point relying pretty heavily on Dynamaxing the Landorus. I think that's fine. I don't think Urshifu can do too much in this battle. I mean, helps a bit with Cinderace, but being slower than Cinderace is a bit rough. And obviously helps with a Tyranitar a ton. So hopefully by showing them I have a Urshifu, they don't bring the Tyranitar. So I think that's like a pretty sleeper threat. I think I'm most worried about this Inteleon. Like the Inteleon plus Aleki combo. Which is why we're starting with the Grimmsnarl and Porygon 2. Dragonite and Aleki. Okay. Interesting. I mean, we have Ice Beam and... Oh, this is a Trace Porygon too. Well, I have the wrong ability on the Porygon. That's fine. Let's go Light Screen and we'll go Ice Beam. I mean, most Pokemon nowadays really don't give Porygon 2 a special attack boost, so I'm really not too worried about it. And we can trace some pretty interesting abilities. Like say if we'd taken Multiscale off that Dragonite, that would have been actually really good. But taking Transistor doesn't help at all, but that's okay. Actually, what I should have done there is Trick Roomed. That's fine. They don't protect, they don't Dynamax, and they don't switch out. They might Volt Switch though. Ooh, let's go for T-Bolts. That's a lot of damage. It's Life Orb. Okay. Okay, that's an Iron Head Dragonite. Interesting. And that there, oh, that's a crit. Wow, that weakness policy Dragonite? That makes sense, I guess. Alright, but I think now's the best time to bring out the Landorus. We should be faster than Dragonite, and we can go for a max Airstream into that slot. There's not a lot Aleki can do to a Landorus. So I guess a good thing in this case we didn't go for the Trick Room. Alright, Airstream Dragonite, which will make the Landorus faster than Inteleon if it chooses to come in. Alright. Get the Dynamax up. They don't choose to switch or Dynamax. Thankfully we picked the right target because that is a substitute Regieleki. That's a fast Dragonite, what the heck? Holy moly. Alright, Tri-Attack should at least break the sub, which it does. And yeah, as I said, getting the speed boost on Landorus is huge. The only question now is if the Inteleon is Scarf, Sorry, not Scarf. Oh, actually, yeah, if it is Scarf, I guess. Or if it's Focus Sash. And there it is. So, I would expect on this turn a... God damn, let me check something. Oxford Adamant, right, that's why the Dragonite outsped is because they're jolly. Okay. Alright, so we're going to Quake the Inteleon and just go for a recover here, because I think they Thunderbolt the Porygon and Dynamax the Inteleon, yeah. Well, they could Dynamax the Lecky, I suppose. If they're Sash on the Inteleon, go for Ice Beam. No, it's a G-Max Inteleon. Okay, that's very cool. And also with Landorus being max speed Adamant, it still outspeeds the Dragapult if they have it in the back. Okay. That's just a clean kill. So no Focus Sash there. That's a crit, but maybe the crit mattered. Honestly, I'm not entirely sure. I personally, like, having played with Landorus a lot, and knowing that Inteleon is a pretty frail Pokemon, I wouldn't be surprised if that is a guaranteed knockout. Or at the very least a roll. But, yeah, I mean, apologies to my opponent if that was a, that wasn't a roll. But I mean, unfortunately that's the game we play, right? It's, you play around with crits, you play around with, everything else. Okay. So we have a pretty free Max Quake into Cinderace. And I'm pretty happy to also try attack that slot. Just in case the Sash is there. And unless they're Scarf Cinderace, we outspeed. If they're Scarf and they go for Bounce, it is what it is, but at that point, like, how are you dealing with Landorus, really? Alright, so another Substitute goes up. We just Max Quake the Cinderace again. Now our Porygon 2 has 2 Speed F boosts. We went for Tri-Attacks, we just break the sub again immediately. And now it's Regieleki against the Landorus. And like, that is a completely unwinnable situation. So, I mean, our opponent's team was very cool, but it was Hyper Offense. Which is basically just a team that's based around super fast Pokemon, super strong Pokemon, but generally with Hyper Offense, you either win quick or you lose quick. And in this case, our opponent lost quick. Which, like, I'm not gonna lie, I appreciate that, because I'm sitting here, I was thinking about this today at work, like, I have to play 15 games of Pokemon tonight, and that could take up to, like, 6 hours. So, you know, what's that old joke, you know, alone on a Friday night? It's not like I had much better else to do, but it's fine. But yeah, so a bit of a surprise to me, because we very last minute rebuilt this team last night. Myself and James, because the team that I was using was a rental code off James's game. So we had to make an exact copy of that team. And going through everything, obviously we missed the Porygon 2. Changing it from Trace to Download. But Trace, it has its usabilities, like obviously Download is nice if you get a special attack boost, but Trace means you can see your opponent's abilities if it's irrelevant, and also in that case we could have stolen a good ability, like if we'd stolen Multiscale it would have been pretty handy. Alright, so we're up against Sparza, who has a rating of 1554, with a Uxie. So some pretty interesting Pokemon between, you know, Garchomp, Stack Attacker, Spectria, Thundurus, Urshi. The Uxie is very interesting. And you know me, I really don't like going up against Spectria. Our matchup for Spectria is not ideal. Landorus is Landorus looks fantastic on paper here. But the Thunderous is the biggest threat to that because of its Defiant ability. And I feel like looking at my team, I guess I do have the Togedemaru though, right? So we're looking at Stack Attacker. Yeah, it's Stack Attacker that is a pain. Our opponent's entire team is a pain. Alright. Let's try with our game plan first. We'll go Grimmsnarl. I mean, Celesteela matches up really well against everything bar the Thunderous. Okay, Celesteela. Bring Togedemaru, bring Landorus, but I really like Urshifu in this game. But Landorus in general is just such a good Pokemon. I actually should have brought Urshifu over the Togedemaru. That's what I should have done. Oh well. It's like, sometimes it feels like a minute and a half is too long to pick a team, and then other times you just run, if that minute and a half disappears because you're sitting there thinking about it for so long. It is Spectre and Urshifu, okay. So, trying to think, like, because this is the thing, right? On their team, I could just Spirit Break immediately. Like, that's a thing I could do. Try and get rid of this Urshifu. Spirit Break and Flash Cannon. Yeah, we'll double into the Urshifu. It could protect this turn. They're actually Dynamaxing the Spectria. Okay, so it'll be a max Ghost plus Wicked Blow into the Celesteela. Yeah. Alright. If I Dynamax the Celesteela, we would have taken a huge hit turn 1. They could be targeting the Grimmsnarl. No, it's Phantasm. Okay. Yeah, into Selly. So we'll lower our defense, which means we'll die to a Wicked Blow. The only good news for us is if the Grimmsnarl, if the Urshifu is banded, not Sash. Yeah, Celesteela goes down turn 1. That's unfortunate. Very unfortunate. But we'll see if it's Sash or not. Nope, just banded. So we trade our Celesteela for Urshifu, which is not ideal. I like bringing Togedemaru in here for Nuzzle. A Stack Attacker comes out, okay. Interesting, so they'll get a heavy slam off. These games don't get any easier, I'll tell you that much. Does it get Iron Defense? I actually don't remember. I feel like it does. Tempted to Taunt. Would you Iron Defense immediately? I think Taunt plus Nuzzle is actually fine here. Just Phantasm into the Grimmsnarl. Doesn't do too much, but I mean, obviously a heavy slam will knock us out because we just haven't been able to set up screens yet. Okay, get the Nuzzle off. Damn, we went for Jarable. I'm legitimately surprised that knocked out because our Grimmsnarl has no speed. So the base power on that's like should be pretty low. But that's okay. Now we can go Landorus. So now the question becomes, do they switch out the Stack Attacker into, say, a Thunderous if they brought it? I guess it could be Thunderous or Uxie because Uxie levitates. So max quaking that slot becomes a difficult proposition. I like Max Quake and... yeah, I like Max Quaking and Nuzzling. Yep. Yep, there's the Uxie. I believe Uxie gets pressure? No? What does Uxie get? You don't know. Let's find out. Cerebi Uxie. What is its ability? I should levitate. I literally said this before. I'm an idiot. I'm actually dumb. Anyway. At least I max quake the right slot, right? Okay, get a nice nuzzle off. Our paralysis on the Spectre will be huge here. Because that doesn't do nearly as much as I hoped it would. No. Oh. The Spadef raise is nice. Togedemaru not going down to its sash is also very nice. Okay, the Spectre's Dynamax is over now. I mean, Max Quake's pretty free into the Spectria slot, I think. But I kind of like... okay, ally switch is a real thing, so I'm gonna Airstream and Zing Zap. Spectre is paralyzed, so it tried to go for Protect. It lives. And Uxie lives. Is it Citrus? What are we looking at here? Trick Room. I mean, I probably should have seen that coming, right? Oh. Yeah, I definitely should have seen that coming. Okay. Honestly, I think I just want to... I don't want to... I guess Rock Falling doesn't... Rock Falling should KO the Spectria. But I really don't want it to get an attack off, but I can't stop that happening. Outside of it getting fully paralyzed. And it's Wisp on the Spectria. Wow. Offensive Wisp. Sure, man. So I could have gone for max fighting there, like that was a thought, not because of the Wisp, but just to increase the Landorus's attack. Yeah, it gets rid of Uxie at least. Not that that was the problem. Sandstorm gets rid of Spectria. Our Dynamax is now over. Yeah, I'd be willing to bet that that Uxie had Ally Switch on it. Alright, so if you're the stack attacker, what do you do? You got 4 more turns Trick Room, I think. 3, sorry. Under Trick Room, Landorus is faster. Because I'm thinking, like, what does Stack Attacker do in the situation? Oh, no, this thing's out. I want to Nuzzle. Surely you just knock out the Togedemaru, right? Use Protect. Okay, that's smart, because you Protect to check if I Earthquake. And also I take a bit of burn damage while I'm at it. Alright. Now I Earthquake. Because you should knock out the Togedemaru, I would think. But with what? Gyro Ball, Rock Slide, Superpower? Protect? No Trick Room? The problem is I take a defense drop from Superpower. But then if they have Superpower, so do they. Oh, their body press, of course! I'm an idiot. I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb. Okay. Alright, I'm really not thinking today. I should have Earthquaked. 100% should have Earthquaked. Yeah, very silly of me. Alright, we have to like super mega crit the stack attacker. Let's go, Landorus. Alright, that wasn't a crit, buddy. What are you doing? Okay, at least it's not weakness policy, I guess. Yeah, that was really silly of me. This is gonna hurt. By hurt, I mean kill us. Alright. I mean, look, honestly, I don't think Earthquake was making much of a difference there, obviously, in that case. Losing Celesteela turn 1, even though it meant we got rid of the Urshifu. I guess what I could have done there is made the read and protected the Celesteela, but Urshifu goes through protect, but we probably would have lived and potentially gotten our berry. So that was probably the biggest like difference in plays I could have made there. And as I said, like Togedemaru was good, but I guess I just wonder how much better Urshifu might have been in that end game. Probably a lot better, obviously. Oh well. Alright, so we have an Arcanine with a Tapu Fini, a Landorus, a Tornadus, Urshifu, and Grimmsnarl. I mean, Celesteela looking real good here outside of the Arcanine. Celesteela, like, plus Landorus here is very good. So I think Grim plus Porygon, potentially Traces and Intimidate, or even a Prankster. And then Landorus plus Sally. Yeah, I like those four. Alright, our opponent's taking their sweet time, but this is what I mean, that's what I was saying last game, like, a minute and a half feels too long, because now we're sitting here waiting for our opponent, but... oh well. They have every right to take up the minute and a half. And yeah, I don't know if you guys noticed, but obviously losing that game meant we dropped... we just lost like all the points we gained. Obviously that's how this rubber banding system works, you tend to lose more points than you gain. So we're just back to a flat 1500. I'd have to look up like what kind of ranking points you'd need generally to qualify. I mean, Oceania is a bit weird because we only get 126 126 players, where every other region gets 252, something like that. Oh no, maybe we're 128. That's right, and they're 256. That makes sense. Alright, so it's going to be Fini plus Arcanine. If we copy the Intimidate, it'll be very, very nice. But last time it was based off of the left-hand Pokemon. Alright, so Misty Train goes up. And we trace the Misty Surge. Well... if that's not the fun of Trace, then I don't know what is. What do we got? So we have a Celesteela on the back. They have all pretty quick Pokemon. I'm just gonna Trick Room. I don't see a reason not to. So we're gonna taunt the Tapu Fini so they can't go for a Calm Mind. I'm just gonna attempt to set up Trick Room. I'm not really sure what Arcanine wants to go for here. Maybe it's a Flare Blitz, maybe a Close Combat, maybe a Snarl. Yeah, that makes sense. So we both led pretty passively here. There's Moonblast, okay. They Specs? Yep, they sure are. Oh boy. That's fine. At least get Trick Room up. Just my luck, huh? It's like every Tapu Fini is the freaking calm mindset. And of course, as soon as I try and call that, it's this that... Oh well. Oh well. We're going to try attack off into the Arcanine. Just try and whittle it down a bit. I'm not terribly worried about this Tapu Fini anymore now that we know its specs. I mean, I say that now, but I have a Landorus in the back. Alright, not bad damage. Okay. Just Flamethrower into the Grimmsnarl, I assume. No? Interesting. Alright, well we're just going to Spirit Break here. And try attack here, I guess. Just keep whittling down this Arcanine. So it's going to be a really slow start, but the Arcanine is the biggest threat on our opponent's team to the Celesteela. Cool. All chip damage is good damage. Okay, Grimmsnarl avoiding is actually really nice. Okay, no more taunt. I'm gonna Spirit Break the Arcanine slot this time and just recover so we're at full HP with the Porygon 2. I'm honestly not worried about our Trick Room turns ending. Like, it just is what it is. I guess it makes sense they're not killing the Grimmsnarl because they don't want to give me a free switch, but I feel like they kill it this turn. And the only reason I didn't Spirit Break the Tapu Fini in that situation is in case they switched it into a potential Defiant Pokemon, which I thought they had. But maybe they didn't, and maybe it was a dumb play. We find out there's Citrus on the Arcanine. Moonblast into B2. Yeah, kicks on both. That did 2 damage to the Grimmsnarl. 2! Alright, what do we got? One more turn of Trick Room, bunch more turns of Light Screen. I like the Spirit Breaking here. And the question is, like, how fast is this Fini? It just keeps Moonblasting too, which is a real problem. I don't want to get crit on the turn I switch. Yeah, I think this is fine. Okay, bring out Landorus. Alrighty. And as I switch out Tapu Fini into their own Landorus. Ugh. Switch out Arcanine into Tornadus. Alright, I'll take that. So I assume it's Taunt on Tornadus. So I could Taunt it to... But they'll get Tailwind up first, assuming they want to go for it. I'm honestly just going to go for Reflect. And what do you do if you're my opponent? I'm going to go for Reflect and go out into Porygon 2. Because at that point we either steal Prankster, or we steal Intimidate. Intimidate, cool. So they max the Landorus this turn. So they might be going for a max Fly, potentially. But with the Intimidate and the Reflect, we'll hopefully weather the storm as it is. I see. Is it Lumberry? Yeah, Lumberry. Okay. Alright, so unfortunately now we're really playing with crits. Okay, Rockfall makes sense. Because the Sandstorm will KO the... Jesus Christ. So much damage. The thing is, they can't freely swagger again unless they want to risk confusion. And a potential sash gets broken unless there's safety goggles on the Taunt, which from the looks of it, they might have been. Okay, go to Landorus, lower their attack again. Yeah, safety goggles on the Taunt. Good to know. And they rockfalled, so... I just wonder if they're Taunt. Alright, so it's Landorus plus Arcanine in the back. Sorry, Tapu Fini plus Arcanine in the back. You could switch out Taunt into Arcanine, but they don't switch. They can Tailwind this turn or potentially Taunt. But I feel like if you've made room for Swagger, then you're what? Swagger, Hurricanes, or Air Slash, Tailwind. Yeah, I guess you can. You have room for Swagger there. Oh, Porygon 2 avoids. Okay, sure. I don't know why. I mean, I guess it makes sense you wouldn't Swagger the Landorus, because then if I break through Confusion, I just destroy you. But no Taunt is interesting. Hopefully Airstream into Ice Beam is a KO here. Because that'd be huge. I probably should have treated this Thunderous, this Tornadus as a bit more of a threat. Oh well. But now they're either forced to bring in the Fini or the Arcanine. It's probably Arcanine. But... yeah. We'll see. Because now their offense is only Tapu Fini, right? This is Tapu Fini. So do you Tailwind, and then if you're Specs, you go for Ice Beam? So I guess in this case we Quake the Fini and just recover with the Porygon. Because now Taunt can only Swagger the Landorus and they have to risk a Confusion. Or it can Tailwind. Then they risk me going for Trick Room. I Tailwinded. I guess me Trick Rooming there after Airstreaming wasn't very likely. Oh, I'm still faster than the Fini. Holy crap. And it lived! No! Oh well. We had a Speed F boost, which is good. There's the Ice Beam. That did nothing. Why did I speak? Oh man. That is just the worst, dude. I'm getting punished for the other game where I froze a guy for like 20 turns. Do I really have to have Karma in the middle of a tournament? Come on, man. I don't deserve this. I mean, I probably honestly do, but... Alright, I'm going to attempt a Trick Room. Do you switch the Fini out here, potentially? Into Arcanine? Or do you just go for try and go for the kill on the Landorus? Because I guess at this point, if you're them, you're looking at it like, how are you beating the... oh, we thought out. But I attacked the tornadoes. Oh. That's fine. Because if Landorus goes down this turn, I'm okay with it. Because then we just bring in Celesteela under Trick Room. Alright, never mind. And they aren't specs, so I was very wrong about that. They're just very offensive. Because they're, at the very least, they're Muddy Water, Moonblast, and Ice Beam. Yeah, so I was right in thinking that Sandstorm would KO the Feeny. Last screen wears off, that's fine. You're forced to bring in the Arcanine. Okay. Our attack drops, but we have like a Porygon 2 against an Arcanine and a Celesteela in the back. I can always just switch into Celesteela. But I think Rock Sliding plus Try Attacking is fine. Is Porygon 2 like now faster than... Oh, they quit. Okay. Very good. Alright. Well, because I mean, most likely today I'm playing 15 games. We're going to grab one more for the recording. Then I'll take a quick break to quickly edit it and upload it. And I'll just play the rest off camera. But I'll check back in tomorrow to let you guys know how I go. Basically, if I tank, I'm not going to waste the rest of my weekend playing Pokemon. But if we do well, obviously I'll end up having to play tomorrow. I really should check if anyone knows what rating you need to roughly to qualify. Let's see, Players Cup 2 ranking needed to qualify. So you need about 1700 or higher. At least from what Reddit is saying. So we're at 15, like 15, 16 or whatever we're at. Long way to go. Alright, Duraludon plus Charizard, Toxtricity. Man, Celesteela is so bad here. Urshifu is not good here either. Togedemaru though is pretty litty outside of this. Cinderace is a problem. Okay. Grimmsnarl plus P2. Landorus, Togedemaru in the back. Yep. Literally by process of elimination. I mean, Celesteela is obviously amazing against Rillaboom and Urshifu. Not good against Charizard. Not good against Duraludon. Not good against Toxtricity. Not good against Cinderace. So, I think it would have been a bit of a liability in this match. So hopefully Togedemaru can come through a bit more for us. Cinderace, Duraludon, okay. That is a tough start for us. Great, I took Blaze instead of Stalwart. Stalwart would have been so nice. It finally takes the right-hand Pokemon. Also, Blaze? Hang on. It's not Libero? Okay, hold on. Everybody chill for a second. What do I have in the back? Landorus, Togedemaru, but this is a Cinderace. Trick Room helps currently. So we're going to do that. They could Dynamax Cinderace immediately and go for a max fighting, but they're not Libero, so they don't get the boost. This is what I mean by like Trace is actually working out okay here. We've had a lot of misses, which is why most people use Download, but in the same vein, Download can be useless half the time. They are Dynamaxing. Is it Duraludon to Steel Spike the Grimmsnarl? There's Cinderace. And it's just normal Cinderace too, it's not even G-Max. Okay. Get a reflector. Yeah, egg on my face when this turns out to be a special Cinderace. There's Knuckling. Okay. Nice 50 damage. I mean, they get an attack boost, obviously, which is a problem. And Flash Cannon. Do we live a Flash Cannon? That's a good question. Yeah, we do. Alright, I think they're AV. Because I didn't see a Life Orb. Okay. Now what do we do? That's $1 million question. We have Landorus to lower this Cinderace's attack again. Problem is it has to eat up its potential Max Flare plus Flash Cannon from this Duraludon. And then potentially another Flash Cannon if the Duraludon's slower than Landorus. Alright, actually... Oh, hang on. Spirit Break the Duraludon. And just try attack the Cinderace. That way, since we haven't seen a Life Orb, we can break a potential Focus Sash too. Alright, good damage. Spirit Break. That's really good damage, actually. Okay. I honestly would have preferred Grimmsnarl going down there. But that's fine. Okay. We Spirit Break again and recover. Yep. Okay, we basically go back to full. Spirit Break further neuters this Duraludon. Flash Cannon. Takes out the Grimmsnarl. Okie dokie then. And just Max Knuckle again. Yep. Alright. That's fine. So we have one more turn on Trick Room. I think one or two more turns on Trick Room. The Dynamax is gone. Now we can just bring in Landorus. Now in this case, if I had Celesteela in the back, I could switch in the Celesteela for the Porygon and just EQ. But... how free is a Max Quake? I wonder. Because Cinderace could switch here. They just have Zard. So what I could do is Rockfall instead. And just recover again. Would they go Zard and a Landorus? Probably right. It's hard to tell, like, I don't want to say they're a bad player, like, because they're not using Libero Cinderace. But, like, you just don't know if they're going to make a switch or not. Like, if that was me, I'd 100% be switching into Charizard. But I think Rockfall should still KO. The other play I could have made there is an Airstream. I just don't know if Airstream KOs Cinderace. Okay, get a recover up. Back at full. It's body press Duraludon. Okay. Doing too much, thankfully. I hope this kills. Alright, thankfully it does. The only downside is we don't get any type of boost, like we don't get a Spadef boost. Okay. So now that the Duraludon is slower than the Landorus, which is to be expected. And looks like we've still got one more turn of Trick Room. I guess we just gotta find out what our opponent has in the back, which is Urshifu. Okay. So it should be the last turn, right? Yeah, last turn Trick Room. Airstream the Urshi and try attack it. Okay, no detect. Basically, try attack to break a potential focus sash, and max fly to finish it off. And then Trick Room finishes. Oh, that's a slow Urshifu. Porygon hangs on. Neat. Alrighty. Yeah, I was not expecting Urshifu to be that slow. Even Adamant's faster than that, I'm pretty sure. There must be like a really bulky set, obviously. Alrighty. No more Trick Room. This Duraludon's sitting at -2 for the rest of the game. Obviously it does have Body Press, but even that's not doing a huge amount of damage. And it's Rillaboom in the back, okay. So because it's Rillaboom in the back, we most likely get hit by a Grassy Glide into Porygon. But there's really not much I can do about it. I guess if they don't, we could just go for cover. You know, if for whatever reason they decide to double target the Landorus. Not sure. They might like Banded, Grassy Glide, and Body Press at Landorus for all I know. But yeah, I mean, like, obviously our opponent's team is very cool. I like to see Duraludon getting used. The Cinderace being Blaze, I don't understand why you would pick Blaze over... Yeah, they don't Grassy Glide. But yeah, I don't understand why you'd pick Blaze over Libero. The other reason I recovered here is potentially if a speed boost makes us faster than the Duraludon. It's unlikely, but we'll see. Oh, there you go. They were a very slow team outside of the Landorus. Outside of the Cinderace, sorry. Yeah. So the recover there is just extra insurance, basically, so now we definitely can't lose this game. Unfortunately, we have to watch the Grassy Terrain recovery stuff, but that's fine. But now it's a very simple superpower plus try attack. I mean, good on Porygon for leaving that close combat too from that Urshifu. Alright, superpower. And I'm just going to try attack. I don't want to show Ice Beam. I mean, kudos to our opponent for not forfeiting. Because, I mean, this game was lost about 3 turns ago. Well, that's fine. Alright, well that's going to do us off this episode, guys. We start the qualifiers for day 1 with a 3-1 record, so I guess I have about 11 other games to play. So I'm going to save my voice because it's already going, and yeah, I'll probably have VGC tomorrow at this stage, or if not, whatever video goes up tomorrow, we'll have my depressing team report. But thank you guys so much for watching, I hope you're enjoying, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good day.